Idaho is a very unique place to live, but sometimes you need a little bit of comedy to truly express how unique this place is. So, in honor of the comedy that I love, I found a list online that apparently was created by Jeff Foxworthy. It's 15 ways to know you're in Idaho. Some of them were a little bit repetitive, so I took them out and I put in my own. And I want to know in the comments if you think you can tell which ones I created and which one Jeff Foxworthy created. Stick around. Hey, welcome to another episode of Living Life in North Idaho. My name is Trent, and on this channel, we talk about what it's like living, eating, working, playing, and buying real estate here in Idaho. If that's of interest to you, make sure you tap the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so every time I come out with a new video, you get notified. And guys, a lot of people that are watching these videos are doing their research on whether Idaho is the right place for them to live, or they've decided Idaho is the right place for them to live, and they just need someone to help make that happen. I absolutely love it when people reach out to me through my phone, email, or text message. So if this is you and you do have questions about what it's like living in Idaho, or you're ready to make living in Idaho a reality, reach out with a phone call, text, email, day, nights, weekends, it does not matter. I love helping people get moved to Idaho. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, you know Idaho is a very unique, pretty wild place to live. I don't think there's a lot of places like this in the rest of the world. And this list of 15 ways to know you're in Idaho is pretty dang accurate. So we're gonna go through this list and I'm gonna tell you just how accurate it is. The first one is if you are packing a cooler, floaties, an umbrella, towels, and a winter coat to go to beach day, you know you're in Idaho. That can be very accurate in May and June. We occasionally will have days that it's 70, 75 degrees out, and suddenly the temperature drops to like 32, 30 degrees, and we have a snowstorm. It usually only lasts for about an hour, and then it all melts away and goes back to being very nice. But I've never been to another place in this country or the world where it does that. It's pretty crazy. So if you do live in Idaho, you always want to make sure that you're packing correctly and you always have a coat in your car. Number two, if the store hours change in town around hunting season, you know you're in Idaho. Now this sounds really funny, but this is totally true. In North Idaho, there are contractors that will book out around hunting season because when hunting season comes, you do not mess with it. It is literally the time where people just stop working, they'll take vacation. Things will kind of stop for a little bit so that they can go hunting. It's not uncommon here at all. A little less uncommon in the Boise area, but everywhere else in Idaho, it's very common. People take hunting very seriously here. Number three, if you can't go anywhere without seeing a truck tramp stamp talking about how much the current president sucks, then you're in Idaho. Idahoans love their freedom of speech, and political correctness is not necessarily something that's taken very seriously here. It offends some people, but many people who move here really appreciate that there's still a state that's willing to speak out. Number four, if there are more churches, coffee shops, and gun stores than there are fast food restaurants, you know you're in Idaho. For some reason in Idaho, churches, gun shops, and coffee shops are very popular. We really like to shoot things, we really like to be alert and awake, and we really like to worship. So again, that's something that's pretty unique about Idaho. Some people say, you find that a lot in the South, but up in the Northwest, that's not very common, but that is what makes Idaho very unique. Number five, if you're in public and you hear people say something that would get them fired, canceled, or arrested in your home state, you're probably in Idaho. Now, of course, there's a line to this. There are certain things and names that I don't think should be said, but I also believe that the political correctness has gotten out of control in this country, and a lot of Idahoans do as well. So in Idaho, like I said, we love our freedom of speech, and we plan to keep it. Number six, if you camp in your own backyard with your kids and you still bring bear mace just in case, you're probably in Idaho. Now, this isn't true for all of Idaho. North Idaho, in the city, in the Boise area, it's very rare to see a bear. But in a lot of the small towns around Idaho, Yeah, it's not a bad idea to have some bear mace if you're sleeping outside and you don't have a fenced backyard. And even if you do have a fenced backyard, I see stuff online all the time. Bears climbing over fences and getting in people's pools and messing with their stuff. There is a lot of wildlife here in Idaho, and you do want to take precautions. Number 7, if you switch between heat, air conditioning, and then back to heat in the same day, you are in Idaho. Like I said in the beginning, the temperature here can fluctuate greatly. Even in the summertime, you can wake up and it can be a little bit nippy outside, and then it can go up to 95 degrees, and then it can go back down to being kind of nippy. So my suggestion is you get one of those Nest thermostats that automatically switch back and forth, and then that way you don't have to mess with it. But the temperature does fluctuate quite a bit in certain parts of Idaho, so it's something you want to be aware of. Number 8, if locals refer to 10-degree weather as a little bit chilly, you are probably in Idaho. Now there's other places like this. People in Alaska and Canada, they're used to the cold weather. And here in Idaho, it's no different. We only have about 3 weeks in North Idaho where it's single digits, and that can happen down all over Idaho actually. So it's something that you have to get used to, but yeah, you do get used to it or you don't live here. Number 9, if you know several people who have hit a deer more than once in their car, you are in Idaho. I personally have never hit an animal. I try to be very alert when I'm on a road that might involve animals crossing, but it is definitely not uncommon for you to hit a wild animal crossing the road. It's an unfortunate part of living in the wilderness, but it is a part of the reality of living in Idaho. Number 10, if part of your kid's school curriculum is hunter safety, you're definitely in Idaho. Now, this isn't everywhere in Idaho, unfortunately. It used to be, but there are still many school districts that offer hunter safety as extracurricular and some as curriculum of their school. And I think that's a great idea. Everyone can go get a tag and go hunting, but you need to have hunter's safety to make sure that you're hunting responsibly and you're not going to hurt someone or yourself. Number 11, if driving in winter is better because the potholes are full of snow and ice, you know you're in Idaho. This is very true. Our roads are not very good because of the massive fluctuation in temperatures. The heat expands the asphalt, the ice makes it contract, and you create cracking, and that creates potholes. And unfortunately, they're not super quick to get these fixed. So if you have a low-riding vehicle or a really nice fancy sports car, you're probably gonna wanna stick to the main roads and make sure you look out for those potholes. Number 12, and this one makes me laugh because I have done this. If you've had a lengthy telephone conversation with someone who dialed the wrong number, you're in Idaho. I'm not kidding. I don't know what it was. Somebody called me. There was a mix-up. I thought I knew who they were. We ended up talking for a while, even after finding out that they called the wrong number, but they seemed like a really nice person. I just kept talking to them. That's not uncommon. People here are very nice. They're very friendly, and if you strike up a conversation, it might go for a while, even if you might never meet that person. Number 13, if you laugh at people who say something like, "Oh, I wish I had all 4 seasons where I lived," you probably are from Idaho. We do have all 4 seasons, but we also have some extras like gnat season and smoke season and fake winter and fake summer. We will have during winter a period of maybe a week where the sun is shining, the leaves are starting to turn green, and you think, yay, spring is here, and it's not. It then goes back to winter for a few weeks, and then real spring comes. Talk to any Idahoan, they know what I'm talking about, and it's very real. Number 14. If you enjoy driving to the middle of nowhere and then hiking further to the middle of nowhere, and you keep that nowhere a secret, you're definitely in Idaho. Being in Idaho, there are so many awesome places to go hiking and lakes. There's over 2,000 lakes, 110,000 miles of riverfront. There's so much to explore. But I promise you, the best spots, you will never be told where they are. You're just gonna have to go find them for yourself. That's kind of the code here in Idaho. If you have a really awesome spot, you don't talk about it. And number 15, the last one, If a sidearm is considered an accessory to your outfit and people in public compliment you on it, you're in Idaho. We are a constitutional carry state, which means yes, you can open carry without having a permit, and you can also conceal your weapon without having to have any permit or anything whatsoever. And believe me, I know this sounds funny, but I have literally heard an older man compliment another man on his very nice Kimber 1911. And it actually tied together. He had cowboy boots on and a cowboy hat, and it looked sharp. So yeah, it's part of the fashion here in Idaho. So guys, that is it. 15 ways to know that you are in Idaho. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And again, let me know in the comments which jokes you thought that I created and which ones you think might be Mr. Jeff Foxworthy's. Again, Jeff, if you're watching this, let me know in the comments or just reach out to me. I could sell you a house. Tell me if this is actually some of your jokes. And guys, if you are serious about getting moved to Idaho, or you do have questions about what it's really like living here, been in this area for 30 years, reach out with a phone call, text, or email, day, nights, weekends. And until the next video, I will see you later.